So after what happened this past weekend with my car battery going dead on me in the middle of nowhere out in the forest, I decided to get one of these smart car jump starters and not have this situation happen to me again. So inside we have the package itself. It comes in this nice little box here that you can store it in. Very nice actually. Nice and sturdy. But that's not the reason why we bought this. I didn't buy this for the box. So let's see what's in the box. Alright, so let's start with the small stuff. Got an instruction manual, which we will touch on just in a few minutes. That's the instruction manual. It also has a charging cable. Looks like it's got a USB on one side and a Type-C USB on the other side. This Type-C side plugs into the device itself, and USB will plug into a computer or laptop or a brick that plugs into the wall. There's multiple ways of charging this, but that comes with it. A brick does not come with it, so you have to provide your own charging, your wall, like a wall brick for that. Okay, so that doesn't come with it. And these are the smart clamps. I'm not entirely sure what's smart about them because there's nothing electronic in these. These are just direct wire. Yeah, these are both direct wire. So I suppose the smart part of it is inside this little brain part right here. This is the smart part. I do know from past experience that when you hook these up, we'll talk about this when we read the instruction manual, but this light here, right there, that light has to turn green. So you plug this into your unit and then connect everything to the battery, to the car battery, and when this light turns green, that's when you're ready to go ahead and try to turn on your car, basically. So you wait for that, and if this stays red, if it does not turn green, right here on the side you have a button that forces it basically to activate. It forces the unit to send the charge to your battery, and that then you can, within 30 seconds, you gotta flip the switch on your car to your ignition to start the car. Okay, so we'll touch on this just a little bit more in a couple minutes. Let's take a look at the actual unit itself. Oh, it's okay. I must have accidentally hit the power button here. It's 95% charged. This comes from the factory, I guess, charged, because I didn't yeah, there we go. So it comes 95% charged from the factory, or at least mine did. I don't know how yours might come if you buy one, but this is what it is like, and it's about the size, a little bit bigger than, so if I place an iPhone on top of it, it'll give you an idea of how big the unit is. So side by side, an iPhone. This is an iPhone 12 Pro Max, so it's the bigger version of the iPhone. But you can see about how big it is compared to that, about like that, and obviously thicker. So on the side here, we have the charging ports. So 2 USBs. I don't see labels on them anywhere to tell you which one is what. I would venture to say this is USB 1 and this is USB 2. I wish they had labeled them directly on the plastic here, but they didn't. So, and this is the Type-C, that's the input. So these two are output, that one is input, right? So we can cover that back up. Basically what this is for, in case you're wondering, is you can plug in a iPhone charger or or a Samsung charger or something, anything USB, and then connect your device to it to charge it, and it'll drain from this power bank. This is basically a power bank, so you can use this as a battery backup in case you run out of battery someplace. So I wouldn't rely on this as your charger if you're using this as your car jump starter, because it will drain the power on this, and then you won't be able to jump start your car. But if you need to temporarily at least use it and then charge it back up, you can use this as a power bank. And then on this side, you have what you plug this into. Okay, so you would plug this in like this. Okay, notice how this is all flashing. It's going red, green, red, green, red, green. If I were to connect the terminals here to my battery, to my car battery, then once everything is connected correctly, so red to red, black to black, it would this light here would stop flashing red, and it would just stay a solid green, or it will flash green only, and then I could start my car, right? Let's see if I push the power button on it. Yeah, it just continues to flash until you connect it to the battery and everything is correctly connected, and then it'll flash green only, and you're ready to try to start your car. So let's unplug this again, because we don't want to accidentally short this. Basically what I mean by that is we don't want these to accidentally touch together when this is plugged into this, because you'll create a pretty big spark and you might actually short this out, and then it becomes a useless power bank. So the other part of it is you can turn this on, and if you long press on it, you'll notice that the light, it becomes a flashlight, right? And then if you press it again, this is a flashing light. So you can set this on top of your car in case of an emergency and alert other drivers coming up on you, not to crash into you, things like that, whatever. I'm sure you can alert emergency services if you're in the wilderness and you got a helicopter flying overhead or whatever. It's dark, you can alert them to your presence, things like that. And a third press is the SOS. 3 short, 3 long, 3 short. That's the SOS signal. Okay, and as you notice, it drains pretty quickly with this. It's already down to 87%. So you don't want to keep this. Look, it's going to 86%. So it goes down fairly quick. You don't want to keep this on and use it too much. It does use quite a little bit of power. I'm actually surprised that it's using so much power on the LEDs, because LEDs don't consume light. They don't consume power very much. So I'm surprised it's draining so fast, actually. But I don't know. We'll see. I'm going to charge this to 100% and see if that changes anything. But you want to keep this charged at the highest capacity you can most of the time. Even when it's stored, you want to take it out and check it about once every week or once every couple of weeks, and make sure that you have the highest capacity on it that you can. You want to maintain this at the highest power possible, so in case of an emergency, you have the most power available to you. That's pretty much it. I don't know if I forgot anything. Did I forget anything? So when you're storing this, you can store it pretty much anywhere, obviously, because it's not a big device. But I do not recommend storing it in the front section of the car, because that will heat up faster than the boot of the car. And by boot, I mean the trunk of the car. I would store it maybe in the in a covered section in the trunk somewhere. Like my SUV, my Mazda CX-5 has 2 compartments on the side in the back, small compartments where you can put small things, and this fits perfectly in that space, and I'll be storing it in there. But it is covered and away from sunlight, basically. But if you don't have something like that, maybe you can store this in the section where the spare tire is. Again, it's covered away from sunlight, and it's a cooler section. In the dashboard, it does tend to heat up a little bit more because it's more exposed to sunlight. And in the middle compartment inside the car, where your elbow is, basically, that also gets hit by direct sunlight, so I wouldn't keep it in there either. So anyway, that's pretty much where I would keep it. I would keep it in the boot of the car someplace away from direct sunlight. It is powered by, I think it's powered by a lithium ion battery, but I'm not 100%. It does it say that on here? I don't know. You guys can pause and read that if you want to. So that's the end of that, and I think that'll be the end of the video too, because I'm not going to connect this to my battery to see how it works or to test it out unless my battery dies, in which case maybe I'll make another video at that time and when I'm jumping the car with it, and I'll show you guys how it works. But right now I don't want to connect it to a good working battery because I don't want it to damage my battery or to damage this unit. I don't know. I don't know if it does or not, but I don't want to risk it. So that's it. Anyway, I'll let you know if I hate it later on or if I love it later on. Maybe I'll do an updated video and we'll go from there. All right. See ya.